Hey guys, how's it going? CoderMan here. In today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. And today I'm actually going to be installing this moto mount so that I can motovlog with this Scorpion R1 helmet. I want to have it right in the center here so it actually looks like, as I'm riding, you're seeing what I'm seeing. So now I'm going to go through the process of what all's in the packaging and how you go about this installation. So as you can see here, the moto mounts setup, they come custom for every helmet. And here I have the Scorpion R1, so you'll see that they have it printed, and if I go ahead and open this, you'll actually see that it is built specifically for this helmet. All right, so in the package you have obviously a custom designed mount, and you can see that they actually put their name on it, which I'm cool with because it's their custom product, so why not? And they also give you the adapter, and you'll notice that it's actually off center, which you'd be thinking, well, why is that? Well, the reason for that is because if you're not aware, the GoPro lens is actually off center. So when you go ahead and put this on, you'll notice that it's actually going to be pretty much straight on, which if you put it on the actual helmet, it's going to be right where you want it. In previous motovlogs, I've done stuff like on, over here or on this side, and it just always looks really crazy. So I wanted to give this one a try. And now I'm basically gonna go through the process of installing it. So installation's about as straightforward as it can possibly get. You have an alcohol pad here. You wanna just obviously wipe off where you're going to be applying it. And you're gonna use a hair dryer of some kind to essentially heat up the backing. However, before you do that, you wanna go ahead and basically test fit this. So let me go ahead and spin this around so you can see it a little bit better. And you're gonna wanna test fit this to basically make sure where it's gonna land, because once you adhere this after a couple minutes or even a couple seconds, it's gonna live there. So you wanna take that extra time and fit it and see where it's gonna go. Then take the red backing off, hit it with the blow dryer for say probably 15, 20 seconds depending on your blow dryer. Now I'm gonna show as much of this as possible, but of course I'm holding a camera and I need two hands. And then lastly, I'll show some riding footage once it's all set up, so you kind of see firsthand how it all looks, and then of course my final thoughts. So one thing that I like right off with these moto mounts is you'll notice that there's a front vent here, and when I go ahead and test fit this, you'll see that the vent is completely free. So you can still, manipulate this with gloved hand and obviously get some air into your face. All right, so now that I've worked out the test fitting, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the alcohol swab, and I'm basically just gonna wipe down the area where I'll be installing this. And then I'm just gonna wait a couple seconds to let this air dry, or you could use some sort of a lint-free cloth if you obviously have to speed up the process. But as you can see in the video, alcohol pretty much just evaporates immediately. Okay, so I've hit it with the hair dryer for about 25 seconds. I've taken the red backing off. I've kind of already figured out my test fit. So now becomes the permanent fit. All right, it's now mounted on the helmet, and the instructions say to hold it for about 3 minutes. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do, and I'll be back in just a minute. All right, now that it's mounted on the helmet, you wanna just go ahead and go around and make sure that all of the edges are, obviously touching the helmet. I did notice on the bottom that there's a little bit of a gap, but I also see that it's very small and there's an actual gap in the helmet design. If that became a problem, if I see it as a weak point, I might throw some super glue or something under there. You need to let this sit for about 24 hours before you actually use it, but I'm gonna lightly set up the GoPro and kind of just show you how it's all set up and how it looks once it's all installed. All right, so here I have the GoPro mounted to the moto mount. And I'm actually using the GoPro Hero 8 for a couple of reasons, which I can make a future video on that. And I'm also using the media mod, which allows me to have a headphone jack, on the back. So let me go ahead and flip this down. So if I flip this down, none of this is secure. You'll actually see a headphone jack right there. So what that means is you don't have to have the stupid audio adapter thing for GoPro, which is great. And honestly, this does not look obtrusive at all. It's nice and centered, and I'm super happy with it. The alternative setup was to use this Ulanzi, which is obviously a much cheaper option. And it does have a place to stick the, obviously the mic adapter for a GoPro. So I will also leave a link to this in the description if it's an option you wanna have. But I'll go ahead and show you the difference in height. So with the Ulanzi attached, you can see that it actually does climb above the helmet a little bit. Now, obviously it's not going past the nose portion, and your eyes of course are up here. So, would it be in your way? I don't know. I do like that it has the ability to put the microphone adapter right here, but I just find the media mod, you know, it is pricey. I think it's like 90 bucks or something, but the advantage to it is that it basically just makes it more streamlined and you don't have an additional thing on your, on your helmet. I know in the past that people have taken the mic adapter that goes here and they've actually just glued it somewhere on the side. And I actually did that on one of my previous helmets. I had it test fitted with some double-sided tape and I hated it. It made the helmet look hokey. And what I love about this setup is if I'm going to the track or something, I can just take this thumb screw off. This can stay mounted if I want. And I don't have to worry about, obviously the GoPro permanently being attached with, all sorts of different wires. The next step is gonna be wiring up the microphone, but that's not gonna be part of this video. It will be complete when I do the riding portion, which I'm gonna jump to now. Now that I've been riding with this for a little bit, I want to go ahead and give some final thoughts. First off, this is a small one, but with this mount, it still completely can sit on a table. So when the GoPro and the media mod is attached to the helmet, the vents are still visible and obviously airflow can get there. So in closing, would I recommend doing this? Well, if you're motovlogging, I would. These motor mounts are awesome. They come with some instructions if you don't want to follow this video. And it's a small thing, but one thing I noticed on the instructions is a handwritten note to me from either the creator of it or at least an employee. And these small details here really set aside a product. I think the mount was, I think it was like 30 bucks or something like that. And then I did next day air it from New Zealand because I hate waiting for things. If you just waited for it, I think it was like $7 shipping or something. So I'll go ahead and leave links in the description for the product. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this product, this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. I did pay for this. I actually reached out to them on Instagram, which I'll show here, and simply just asked if it was, available for the Scorpion R1, which I had just ordered, and they got back to me super fast. So I had ordered this and another one. The other one I'm not even using because it's just too bulky, and it actually would set the GoPro probably like that distance away from the, from the helmet. And I just really wasn't a fan of that. So this here being super streamlined, I'm super excited to be able to vlog with this and, share motorcycle content. Granted, we're almost getting into the winter, so it's not gonna be too much, but I'm hoping to ride till at least November. And, and then of course, next year, I have some pretty big plans with the bike as far as where I'm taking it and what I'll be doing with it. So, definitely be on the lookout for that. This channel is not a motovlogging channel, but I will be adding some videos as time allows. If you have any questions on this setup, or if you're stuck on anything, or you have a slightly different setup, go to the Motomounts website. They have a whole bunch of different options. They have Shoei, Aria, HJC, Scorpion, of course. Just, if you have, basically you have a more modern helmet in the last couple of years or whatever, they're gonna have a mount for it. So go ahead and pick one up and you definitely will not be disappointed. So that's all I have for this video. I appreciate you guys checking this out. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.